Hey Larry, thank you for sitting in your swing. My name is Mike. I'm one of the coaches here on the site. I have some feedback for you. Said you were a 2 that struggled with a hook. I do see that. First of all, I will say that sometimes getting a swing that where you're not hitting an actual ball doesn't really give us a really good picture of what it looks like when you are hitting the ball. In your case, I think we can get away with it, but next time you send a swing in, if you wouldn't mind, try to hit something so that way I can see kind of how you're releasing the club and how that interaction is taking effect. It's kind of akin to playing air guitar. Looks really good, but when I had to plug it in, it kind of sounds like crap. That's kind of the same thing with air swings, dry swings, and real swings. So just to keep that in mind. But I did see something that was going on that would cause a lot of hooks. So it's mainly going to be in your downswing, but I think it's set up and it's caused by some backswing issues. But let me just explain it real quick. So in your backswing, we kind of get the club up to the top by just kind of pulling our arm really hard across our chest, okay? And we're actually sort of this angle, if you will. You're pulling this across your chest a little too far. And instead of turning the body more, you're doing it all with your arms. So as you start down initially, the shaft gets a little bit steep. And here's where the kicker, here's where the money stuff happens for you, okay? You start to pop up and extend, dropping the club way behind you, okay? And then that in turn causes the club to swing inside out too much, and then you have a very high exit, and your shoulders are staying closed too long, okay? So from the front view, it would look like this. You pop up, your head would be back, you'd be tilting to the back to the right too much, okay? And what that does, like I said, is that causes that swing to be really, really inside out. The inside out path is really what's causing a lot of the draw. So you really want to do 2 things to kind of try to work on that. First, start to create a little bit more turn with the body and try to keep your right elbow wider, okay? That's going to kind of look more turn, wider like this, instead of just loading your arms and being real narrow with your arms with not a lot of body turn, okay? Secondly, as you start down, we want to get the lead shoulder to kind of get right on top of our left foot or left heel, left ankle, before we start to push and turn, okay? You're kind of here, and then you start pushing. When your shoulder is back behind your heel, you start pushing out of the ground, and that causes you to tilt backward too much, causing that path to go way right. So from this view, better turn, a little wider arms, and then we're keeping the shoulder down and getting it on top of our lead foot before we start to turn, okay? The second piece would be your exit. You want to try to exit, okay? So an exit is whenever your hands in the club show up on the follow through. You want to practice getting the hands in the club to exit lower and more to the left because you've turned your shoulders more, okay? Keeping them closed and tilting backward, like I said, shifts the path right. You're going to struggle with the hook. So one of the ways you can work on this is to actually pull your right foot back, okay, and practice swinging where you're trying to get your trail shoulder to turn all the way through and get your trail shoulder on top